Hi, everyone. It's Grace again with a new book. This time it's Ling and Ting's Lunar New Year. Yes, Ling and Ting are back. And I have a special offer for educators. If you order this book before February 5th from the Carl Museum Bookshop, you'll receive a free virtual school visit with me on February 12th. At this visit, I'll share the customs of the Lunar New Year and we'll draw a horse together for the Year of the Horse. The webinar will be recorded, so you can watch it at a later time if you're not able to join live. But it's a great way to celebrate the Lunar New Year with your students. The link to all the info is in the show notes. I hope to see you. Thanks!
Hi, I'm Alvina Ling.
And I'm Grace Lin.
And we're book friends
Forever!
We're childhood friends
Who grew up to be
a children's book editor.
and an author and illustrator. Yay!
Welcome to Book Friends Forever. This is the 2025 year-end review episode.
And check out our Instagram handle at bookfriendsforever_podcast. All right, Alvina, how have you been?
Ooh, I've been really good, actually. I've had a lot of fun things happen, but it's also been very busy. So this last weekend, Anna Alter, our friend, was in town for a craft show. And so that was just fun to have her. She stayed with us for 2 nights. And I went to the show with her, or not with her, but I went shopping at the show, the Renegade Craft Fair, and bought some things for the holiday. And then on a Friday, actually, Steven's friend who is in a band, he texted and said, "Hey, I'm in town doing 2 shows, one in Jersey City, one in the Bowery Ballroom on Saturday. Jersey City was Friday." I said, "Oh, well, Saturday would be better. It's closer also. And also maybe, if he can get us 3 tickets, then Anna can come." And he was. So and it was a sold out show. So he's in a band, I guess he's in a band called Golden Smog, which in this case, the lead singer of Wilco was performing. And now I'm like completely blanking in his name. I'll have to
I
look it up.
recognize Wilco, though.
Yeah, I love Wilco. I have to. Steven is going to tell me. Steven, who's the lead singer of Wilco? Jeff Tweedy. So Jeff Tweedy.
Oh, yes, he's famous.
He is famous. I mean, Wilco's really big. Jeff Tweedy was performing, and I think that was. I don't think he performs with them live a lot, so I think that's why the shows were sold out.
Yeah, yeah.
And Steven's friend Craig, who I've met a couple times, he also sings and plays guitar. And so we got VIP tickets.
Cool.
Which meant we just got to be in this balcony area, though it was actually really crowded because a lot of people had VIP tickets. But still, it was cool. And the show, I didn't know any of the music. They did do a cover of Starman, the Davy Bowie song, so that was fun. But it's always fun to do live music. And it was funny because the doors opened at 8. The show didn't start till around 9. But when we walked up, it seemed like Gen Xers. So we're like, we feel like we're in our crowd. But I will say partway through, I was looking around at the crowd and I realized, oh, I think I might be the only Asian person in this whole place. And at one point, Anna had gone downstairs to go to the bathroom and she said, oh, and the people on the ground level, she said it was probably 90% men. So it was basically like white men, mostly white men. I mean, I think there are probably, maybe some, it was mostly white presenting people, I will say. So that was like, okay, it's not really my crowd. It's age-wise, it's my crowd. But it was really fun. And then Sunday night we went to a wedding. And I think I've talked about that here. I haven't been to a wedding in a long time, since pre-pandemic. And it was Libba Bray who got married to this.
I had no idea she was getting married.
Yeah,
I saw it on Instagram on you. That's so great. Congratulations to her.
Yeah, it was such a wonderful event. So she married this lovely man named Simon, who I believe she met on Hinge. I remember we had lunch soon after she had met him. They've been together for 4 years. And it was a big wedding. There were over 200 people, and it was at
Wow.
this loft area.
Is
And,
he an author as well or no?
nope,
No,
he
because
does a very non-publishing job. I actually don't know what, but he does do some photography,
okay.
which is beautiful. So I think that's one of his hobbies. And it was so funny. It was great. I mean, I said funny because of, the officiant was very, he was obviously gay because his partner was there and they
Uh-huh.
they they kissed before he, stood up there.
Uh-huh.
And he was wearing like very official looking robes.
Uh-huh.
But he started off by saying marriage. And he did kind of the opening Princess
Oh, from
Bride.
Princess Bride.
Yeah, which is really funny. And it kind of became a repeated joke throughout. But it was really fun. They had a what's it called? Uh, I cannot think of words anymore. A chorus, but is kind of like a chorus at a black church kind of choir.
Hmm.
But they said, oh, it was actually the late show choir, maybe
Hmm.
chorus. Was kind of a they were very involved in the ceremony. He also involved the congregation, little bit of a call and response, and they did their own vows, and they're really beautiful and really funny. Libba ended with, and she had this whole list of the things she loved about him, and it was really sweet. And she ended with, and I love that you're a Jets fan because I know you'll never leave me because the Jets are not great. And, they're kind of notorious for the fans being, really long suffering. Um, yeah. And then last night I went into the office on Monday. It was my last in office day of the year because I did the rest of the week as Flex 4. But I wanted to go in and, to have lunch with a colleague, but also to clean my desk a little bit, which I did. And then we had our company holiday party last night, and that was really fun. And it was the whole company, and it was at a bar right next to the office, and a beautiful space with lots of, fake flowers like around. And there was dancing, especially I feel like the young readers group, we like to dance.
Did you karaoke?
There's no karaoke, not this time. We did our karaoke after party after our department party. But yes, lots of dancing and talking and drinking, and yeah. And
That's nice.
yeah, it was fun. And now we leave on Sunday to go to California. So
Wow.
I really feel like it's the, wrapping up. So next
Hmm.
week is the last week of work for me, and I'm only going to work half days. So
Okay. Good
it'll
to
be
know.
good. Yes. Anyway, how have you been?
Well, it's so funny that you were talking about the Jeff Tweedy concert, and how you were the only Asian. We went to go see Amy Mann,
Oh, right.
um, Ted Leo, with who I didn't really know that well. I know Amy and the comedian Paul F. Tompkins, and it was a really fun show. Like we never go out to do things like that, but it was the same thing where I was like, oh, I'm the only like person in this whole group. I think they were like, and also like they're all is almost exact same experience where it's like, oh, everyone's like my age, if not just a little bit older, and like, oh, we all get to sit down, yay, 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 and then it's like, oh wait, how strange. There's no Asian, black, like in this whole thing. So, but it was still a great concert, and I had a lot of fun. We had a great time, and it was just so. I've always liked Amy Mann, but
Mhm.
I wasn't like super fan or anything like that. But I knew her songs, and I like her songs very much, but it's so kind of magical to hear it live versus like I'm just so used to hearing it like in the headphones or passing by. Like just hearing her live was just so much more magical. Like you just hear like the um delicateness of her voice, and it was just
Mm,
like really great. So I
yeah.
had a lovely time. It was really great. And then so that was last Friday. And then I actually just got back about 20 minutes ago.
Hmm.
um, from the Carl Museum because my good friends, Matali Perkins, Kekla Magoon, and Harold Underdown came all the way from wherever they were to come see the show. And so we all went to go see the show
Oh,
together.
that's
And
great.
yeah, it was so lovely. The Carl, because they were my special friends, the curator came out and like brought them in the back to see like special pieces from the exhibit. I mean, it's not from the exhibit, from the collection, like little
Hmm.
pieces to show at the collection. And then gave us a tour, like a private tour of the other exhibits, the cooking with Eric Carl and the sprites and spells, the other exhibit that's there. And so
Oh
it was
yeah,
just really, really nice to.
Saki Tanaka has, I think, two pieces in that show.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful show. It's really, really beautiful. And yeah, it was just so nice. I was so touched that they came to see it. And it was just a really lovely thing to go again. And because it's going to come down pretty soon. Like this is the last month. So it's nice to oh yeah, this is my show. And so that was really nice. So that's what we
What's the
did. In
last
fact,
day of the show? Oh,
I'm sorry?
when's the last day of the show? Is it
The
the
day
end of?
last day of the show is January 4th, but
Okay.
so
Yeah.
actually so we've decided that we're going to there's a Chinatown gate at the show. Do you remember that?
Hmm.
And so they said that they are probably just going to get rid of the gate because they don't have any other use for it. So I have I have talked to our handy person and she thinks that she's like, yeah, we could get the gate for you. So we're going to actually get the gate and store it for the winter. And then she said she'll figure out a way that we could put it up in our backyard.
Wow.
So
Is it made out of wood?
it's made out of wood. So I
Okay.
think our handy person figures that she'll get it and then look at a way to maybe weatherproof it, like shellac it or something. While think
Hmm.
about it this winter, and then in the
Yeah.
spring we'll put it
That's
up in our.
fun.
I
That's
know, so
very,
we'll have the gate in our backyard. I'm not quite sure where we'll put it. So I guess my idea was to put it like in front of the chicken run. So like people have to like go through the gate to go to the
I think
chicken
that'd be
run.
fun.
But I just went to go see it again and it's a lot bigger than I remember. And I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, I'm not really sure where I'll go. So we'll
I
have to
know.
figure
Is
it
it
out.
like 10 feet tall? It's
Yeah,
pretty.
it's 10 feet
Yeah.
tall. It's really wide. I didn't remember how wide it was. For some reason, I thought it was like a doorway, but like just one doorway, but it's really like two and a half, three doorways. So I'm like, oh, that's really big. We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
So, but we have
That's
plenty of
fun
time.
though.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that's all. And I did some school visits on Monday and Tuesday in Saratoga Springs, and that was fun because I actually don't do too many school visits anymore. So it kind of makes the ones that I do feel like even more special.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
that's all that I've been up to. It's been really, really busy. I feel like we're racing towards the end
We
of the
definitely
year.
are. Yeah. Well, because of that, we are doing this. This actually will be our last episode of the year. Um,
Woo!
I guess maybe there's a small chance we'll have a surprise Chop Suey episode, but I don't think so. Um, so as tradition goes, we are doing our year-end review for our last episode. And I think we can start by talking about our highlights of the year and lowlights of the year. And, because we also like to end on a high note, let's talk about lowlights first. So, Grace, what is one or two of your lowlights from this year?
Oh, well, I mean, there's the world or
Right.
the country lowlights. I mean, I think like the dismantling of DEI or making it all of a sudden DEI has become like toxic words, which is really, really upsetting. And then also the book banning and like we could go on and on and on about that. So let's just say
Personal?
world events have been a big low light, but we will talk about personal because I feel like that's a little bit more easy to grasp. So I think gosh, I feel like one of the biggest lowlights for me was when I got that shoulder injury at the beginning
Oh,
of the
yeah.
year.
Because that's
And I know
everything
that it was a long time ago, but that I really feel like that put me back on everything. I feel like that's when I wasn't able to exercise. I feel like my health really declined, like in that area. I feel like I was on a really good point and I took a nosedive when that happened. And it's just been the rest of the year has just been me trying to get back up to speed. So Oh, I forgot to mention that we ran the hot chocolate run.
Oh yeah. How did that go?
Yes, it went well. This time, At the turkey trot, I ran kind of slower. So this time I was like, I wanted to run. I wanted to match last year's, which was like 10 something, like 10 minute, 30-second mile. And I was like, so I was keeping track. And at the end, I was like, I was really booking it, trying, and I matched it as last year, like overall, because I kept it in mind. But so like I said, I was just trying to get back to where I was last year. So that was what I felt like was a low. And also the chicken massacre, that was really sad too,
Mm.
when all our chickens were killed by the bobcat. And so those were two big personal ones, and there's a couple professional ones, but we don't have to go into those.
Well, going back to the hot chocolate run, I'm curious how Hazel and Alex did and the kids.
The kids, the kids did well. So Hazel actually came in first of all the
Oh,
kids.
wow.
She came, but only by like at a minute. Like they were pretty much together the whole time. So I came in like at 32 minutes for the whole thing or something like that. And then I went and I was trying to take photos of them, but I missed Hazel, but I saw the other two. Uh, I saw two other girls, and then I missed the some of the other ones. But they came in around 38 minutes or something like
Hmm.
that, so not bad considering they were like walking and then wa running and then walking and running. And then Alex just walked the whole thing, so he was like an hour.
Yeah, that's
So it
fun.
was fun though. There was like
Um,
7 kids, so it was a bit
oh wow.
chaotic.
Yeah. Are they going to do it again next year, do you think?
I think so. I'm not sure. I'm definitely if we do it again next year, I'm definitely going to make them all wear like the same hat or the same
Mm,
shirt or something because
yeah.
I was trying to take I wanted to, the whole one of the reasons why I was trying to go so fast was I wanted to take pictures of all of them when they came in, but I just couldn't find them, so I missed some of them. So next year if we all wear like the same color,
Like
I'll
a
know what to look
yeah, if you
for.
get like a fluorescent hat, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something like I was thinking it's a hot chocolate run, so I was like, maybe we can all get like cocoa hats or something,
Yeah,
or
that's
marshmallow
fun.
hats or something. So
Oh, that'd be cute. Yay.
so I hope they do it again. I know Hazel said she's open to it. If her friends will do it again, I know she'll do it again.
Yeah.
So
That's a nice tradition.
yes. So
Well, my lowlights, I guess similar to the year before, which I feel like started with Stephen's father's death. This year started with his stepmother's death, Linda. So that was in January, and that kind of set the tone, I would say, for the rest of the year in a way, because I think we went out to New Jersey a lot and, spent a lot of time with his mother. And then the other low light, I think, even though there's some exciting things, we once again had some layoffs at the end of the year, two editors leaving. So that's always, it's just sad to say goodbye. And it's like knock on wood. I always hope that, next year will be more, not that we're not stable, but, yeah, I just,
but you're hiring people instead of laying off. Like that's the hope.
right. And we are, but we're hiring one person because we laid off someone. So
Yeah.
it's not ideal. And I always say this, that I always think about Watership Down and the complacent bunnies where they get to a warren and, this warren is just used to some of its rabbits being caught in traps periodically and all the rabbits just kind of accept it as, exchange for having, a nice life. And I always feel like that when there are layoffs, right? I don't know, it sounds weird, but
It's a little
but
sad.
I know it's like we get used to it. We're
Yeah.
complacent about it, but because we know that that's just how the corporate world works, and that's how I don't know capitalism works. And then we have to just focus on well, this isn't. It's not exclusive to the company. It's like this at
Yeah.
every
I guess it's like
company.
that with books too. Like some books,
Yeah,
as an author, some books do well and some books don't, and you
yeah.
hope that they all do well. You try your best with all of them, but the truth of the matter is not all of them can do well. Like
No, yep. So anyway, life goes on. Work goes
yeah,
on.
you just have to keep working and hope the next one does well. So,
Yes. Well,
um,
speaking of that, what are your highlights of the year?
let's see the highlights of my year. Let's see. Hazel went to Puerto Rico. I just realized that that was this year, so that was super great in the personal. I mean, it's not my highlight, but I was so happy for her. And that was such an accomplishment for the parents.
Yes.
Um,
Those two
and then
years,
from
right, of selling
yeah, 2 years of
Girl Scouts.
fundraising. It was such like a phew. And then and then for me personally, it was like the exhibit at the Carl was a big deal. The honorary degree from RISD. And then the fact that The Gate, the Girl and the Dragon got on the New York Times bestseller and not just got on, but was like really high. It was number two, which is the highest I've ever been, which was like actually much bigger than I dreamed it would be. I just hoped it would like squeak on. I'm like, oh, maybe it'll get in on number six, like
Hmm.
or maybe number eight. So to have it hit at number two the first week was really, really awesome. So those are really big highlights for me.
Yay. And it stayed on. Was it on for 3 or 4 weeks total?
I think I think overall it was maybe 6 weeks because it
Oh,
fell
six.
off and then
Right.
came
And then came
back. But
back. Yeah.
so like really it was like 4 weeks and then fell off and then came back and then
Yeah. That's great though. That's also I feel like longer than
yes.
typical.
Hmm.
My highlights were, I feel like my highlights are always travel related. So, I talked about how Linda passed, but we brought Penny to Turks and Caicos with us, and that was just a really great trip. It was beautiful. I think she was in good spirits. We went parasailing. It was so that was definitely a highlight. And all the other trips, so like renting the house in Vermont and having all the kids there, and also and Kirk and Tracy joining, and that was wonderful. And then our trip to Denver for the SCWI conference, but also just to see lots of friends and go hiking. And then of course the end of year news of my own imprint, which I'll be figuring out in the new year. I don't know if we'll be able to not launch next year or not, but possibly if I can have a name and logo in time, we'll
Yeah,
see.
maybe our next episode will be the unveiling of the name.
Like maybe could be.
We'll s- or soon.
Yes.
Or maybe it'll be the announcement of the soon unveiling of the name.
I know. It's like, should I unveil the name before the logo or at the same time? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. And I've been really openly like talking to people and asking
Yeah.
for, ideas and stuff. So,
Yeah.
I don't think
It's
it's
so
going to be
exciting.
when it actually happens, it probably won't be a shock for at least people who I interact with.
Yeah, but it'll still
Um,
be super exciting.
yeah.
So, oh, and I feel like you talked about all your trips, so I should also say that one of my big highlights was also when we went to Maine and we saw the trolls and everything and went there. So I feel like I should say something about that too as a highlight. I was feeling guilty that I wasn't talking about like my family trips.
Okay, so now let's look back at our what our words of the year were. My word for 2025 was community. And I remember when we had our mid-year check-in, I was feeling a little bit iffy about whether or not I felt like I was fulfilling the word, but I do think that maybe that check-in spurred me on because I feel much more happy about it the second half of the year. And I think in part because I started reaching out more to people, friends and family. I started a new monthly meet group with some other children's book professionals. Kind of we reamped our book club, and we're hoping to expand that next year to more members. And so, I feel better about community. And even though, in a way, being on my own island at this with this imprint next year, I do feel like I, in a way, can be more of a active participant in our LBYR editorial community rather than the boss, or the boss's
Mhm.
boss. Or
Yep.
so I actually feel good about those changes. So that's how I
Hooray.
feel. How do you feel? What was your word of the year, and how do you feel
My
about it?
my word of the year was confidence or self-faith, which I think is still a really good word. But I now that in hindsight I look back and I kind of wish I had chosen the word savor instead.
Hmm.
Because I was thinking about how like I knew I had all these big coming. Like I knew I was going to get the honorary degree. I knew I was going to have the Carl exhibit. And I think at the time I was nervous. So I was like thinking like I need to have confidence and like in the tour for the book. And I knew that the book was coming out. So yeah, I think I felt like I needed the confidence to get through it. And so I feel like that's why I chose it. But now I think I should have chosen the word savor because those are really big things that don't, especially the exhibit and the honorary degree
Mm,
that don't really come along every year that I
no.
wish I had like chosen the word. Not that I didn't savor it, but if I had chosen that word, that would have been a better one. That would have been like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, take this in kind of thing more. Um,
Mm.
so so how do I think about my word of the year? I think it wasn't bad, but in hindsight, I think it could have been better.
Would you pick savor for your word next year? Do you have
I
things
don't
to savor next year? I guess we'll.
think so.
Mhm.
Because I don't have the same kind of things
Yeah.
like I actually anyway, we'll talk about that for the next episode
Yeah.
about what our word for the year. But yeah, I was like, oh, when I think about like what I foresee in the new year, that's when I should have
Yeah.
thought of something else. But now I foresee other things in the new year, so I don't really think it's savor is the right word for next
Right.
year.
All right. Well, we are gonna have to come up with our words of the year for next year, but we have
Yes.
some time.
Yes.
Couple weeks. All right. So now let's check in on some of our New Year's resolutions and see how we did. Grace, what was your first one?
Okay, so my first one was promote my novel to the best of my ability without any high expectations. That included figure out a strategy to engage the street team in the most effective way. My quick culture videos aim to make six for social media and plan a very Asian book tour extravaganza with Debbie. So yes and no. I think I did do the best. I did promote it to the best of my ability. I did have slightly high expectations, but I think they were reasonable. Let's see. I did I do the, but I do think I probably could have done each one better. But the truth is, I think at that time that was the best I could do. So like, yes,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's more effective ways to engage the street team, but that was all I had in me at the time. And then I did the quick culture videos. So that was good. The Very Asian book tour with Debbie. We did it. It wasn't extravagant. Like I think when we first thought we were like, oh, we'll go to the West Coast. We do extravaganza,
Oh,
and but we didn't make it super extravagant. And also we had that big breakdown, so it might be our last one, which is sad. But at least we did it. So yes, I think I did. Out of a 10, I think I give myself an 8 out of this. Eight,
okay.
maybe 8.5 even.
Yeah, that's a solid B.
Yes. I think B plus. I'm like A
88.
minus, B plus. How about you?
89. Okay, so my first resolution was to lower my cholesterol. And as of the mid-year check-in, I hadn't checked it yet, but I since have, and I did lower my cholesterol.
Good for
So it
you.
went back down. I will say though, it only went back down to the previous year's levels, but that was good because it was going in the wrong direction. And I said I would do this by eating oatmeal for breakfast at least 3 times a week and eating high fiber snack foods, which I have done. I eat oatmeal for breakfast almost every work day because I bring this oats overnight to work.
Hmm.
So at least I would say 3 days. Yeah, that's at least 3 days a week, and sometimes when I'm at home as well. And I have been eating some more high fiber snack foods. And then, but I also said no cooking or preparing red meat at home, which that part we did, I believe. But I also said no eating red meat more than twice a month. And I kept that up probably roughly for the first half of the year, but I totally let it go for the second half. And honestly, part of it is because this new Taiwanese restaurant, which I've mentioned before, opened up in the neighborhood. And, Taiwanese food just has a lot of beef and pork. And so I was just eating more. So not overly, but I also had steak at the wedding. And so I might have to kind of redo that in the new year. But I learned my cholesterol, so that's great. Okay, what was your second resolution?
My second resolution was also to eat more fiber. And I was going to try to include a bowl of edamame or peas or high fiber food at dinner and eat oatmeal for breakfast. And I did for a while do the oatmeal and I did for a while do the edamame or peas, but that I kind of fell off of that too. I think I just got sick of it.
Yeah.
And I was like also like, yeah, I think I just needed to eat something new but I think I need to I think I need to do this resolution again, and I have to come up with other foods. Like I need a
Yeah.
variety
I mean, the
to.
reason, I mean, maybe you still get bored, but why I like oats overnight is they have so many different fun
Hmm.
flavors.
Uh-huh.
So Steven likes the chocolate ones, of course, but they have like peanut butter
Uh-huh.
chocolate. They have like peanut butter and banana chocolate. They have pecan pie. They have breakfast cereal. They have, they have some of your typical like berries and cream and blueberry,
Yeah.
but I have found that very kind of exciting.
I found it a lot easier to eat more fiber in the summertime,
hmm
because I could like salads and stuff. It was really when it started getting cold. I just didn't want to eat like
Yeah.
salad and cold.
I do want to make my baked oatmeal again, which one of our
Yeah.
listeners shared the recipe for, and I just haven't, I think because I've been doing the oats overnight, I haven't
Mhm.
made it, but that does feel like a very wintry kind of
Yeah.
satisfying
Yeah. So I think when I
snack.
redo this one, I think I need to ha go in with a game plan of all these different kinds of high fiber meals that are easy to make, so like I can go
hmm
through it.
Yeah.
So, so it was not a bad resolution, and now I feel like I can attack it better in the future.
Yeah. All right. So my second resolution was no purchasing of new clothing, excluding necessities. And I have kept to this, even though I have been tempted greatly. The one exception that I made was I did buy a new dress for my birthday party. But other than that, I mean, I've shopped a lot. I've looked at websites. I've looked at stores, but I think it's good that I had this resolution because, especially lately, I've been looking at like holiday dresses, for example, but I'm just thinking, nope, I only have a couple more weeks, for the year. So if I really, really want a holiday dress for next year, I can do that for next year, but not for this year. So yes, this was a good one. How
That
about
is.
you? What was your third resolution?
My third resolution was to expand my shop. I was going to like do the tea towels or pins or calendars. And I have made progress on this. I will not have it done for the next year. I'm going to punt this for next year, but I have made my tea towel designs and I got a sample of one and it looks really good. I'm really excited for doing this next year. That's going to be one of my big, big resolutions for next year. I'm trying to think if I think in the last episode I talked about starting doing it with a Kickstarter, so I have to do some research.
Mm,
But yes, so
that's
this one I
exciting.
did not accomplish, but I made inroads. I'll give myself a 5 on this,
Yes.
but
Partially,
partially, like,
partially, yeah,
yes.
fulfills. Okay, so my third resolution was to volunteer. I said, find an organization to volunteer for by March and start volunteering. So I did not do this, as I mentioned. I had picked an organization by March, which was the Brooklyn Public Library, the main branch. And then I signed up to go to informational session, and it was at a time that I just couldn't do it for my work schedule. So and they didn't send another one, and I didn't ask. So did not end up following through with that. I did do some more mentoring this year, though. I mentored for Pace University, and then I signed up to mentor with Included, which was that organization we talked about a couple weeks
Yeah, yeah,
ago.
yeah. Last week.
So, I feel like I'm doing my part, and then I'm hoping that with next year, with my maybe I hope better schedule or more flexible schedule, I should say, that maybe I can find some volunteering to do next year beyond mentoring, which I do love, but I think I want to try something else as well. So again, yeah, I guess this one is also a partially meets. Okay, what was your last resolution?
My last resolution was actually what I was talking about with my word of the year. It was like to enjoy enjoy all the accomplishments and the family trips in the year. So like enjoying the new book, the show at the Carl, it says Hazel's play, which oh yeah, she was in the play. She's gonna be in the play this year too. And the so and going on a trip when going on a trip. Did we go on a trip? Yes, we went to Maine, and then Hazel going to Puerto Rico. All those things. So, yeah, and I think I did. I feel like I could have done a little bit better, which is why I said I wish I had chosen the word savor, like I had put it more top of mind. But I think in general, I think it was pretty well. Like I said, if I give myself like an 8 point, a B, an A minus for my first resolution, I would give myself a solid B for this. Like maybe B minus, B minus B.
Okay. You're passing.
Yes, I'm
More than
passing.
passing.
I'm more than passing. I would not give myself a passing grade for the shop. And I wouldn't give myself I no, I would give myself like barely passing grade for the fiber.
Hmm.
How about you?
Okay.
What would you give yourself for the other one? For your
Um,
grade?
I guess what was volunteering? Maybe a like a 50%, which is a that's it. Is that a D or an F? Maybe okay. I'll give myself a D plus for that one.
Okay.
I think for cholesterol, and the meat.
But
um,
you did have it go down, so it's like
yeah, so I did achieve my goal. So maybe I'd give
hmm
myself a B
yep.
plus. And then what was my other one? Oh, new clothing. That's a well, okay. I did buy one item of clothing, so maybe I'll give myself an A minus for that one.
Yay. Okay, so and your last one.
My last one was to read at least 50 books this year, with at least 20% being middle grade or YA. And I will say that I am on track.
Yay!
I have finished 46 books this year.
Whoa, that's good.
I have one book that I'm almost done with.
So
And
you're a B
another
plus right now.
um
Or is it A minus?
I think I'm definitely I would give myself a right now I'd say I'm a solid B, but I still have 3 weeks or
Yep.
2 weeks to finish. So I think I'm gonna make it. I think the last two. So I have two books that I'm almost done with.
Uh-huh.
So that'll bring me to 48 before we go to California.
Hmm.
And then I'm gonna read. I'm probably just gonna read two middle grade books or graphic novels in
Uh-huh.
California to achieve this. But I also, 13 of the books were middle grade or YA, so that's over 20%. So I think this one's gonna be a like 100%. But
Yay, you'll
I
get an
guess I'll
A
report
plus.
back.
If you read one over, you get an A plus.
Oh yes, okay. So I'll report back. And I don't count picture books, which I definitely have read more than 50 books this year. And then but yes, I'm just saying middle grade YA or adult. So all right. So we also shared aspiration, and which is something that we want to happen this year that is not in our control. Grace, what was your aspiration?
My aspiration was to have, which is every year, to have a very positive, fancy event to get all dressed up for, and to wear the pearls or the jade earrings again. Did I wear the pearls or the jade? I did wear the jade earrings
For the
again.
Carl
Um,
Gala
uh,
or no? The
I
opening?
did not wear, I actually wore the jade earrings again at the, A-Task Gala, which is, the Asian task, it's a really great, organization that had a gala. It's for domestic abuse survivors,
Mm,
specifically Asian, in Chinatown, in the Asian population, I think I talked about it before, in the Asian population around Boston. So I went to that and I wore the jade earrings to that. So that was really great. But I did have many events to get dressed up for, though not super, super dressed up, but dressed up enough. So like I got to wear my fancy dress to the Carl opening, and then I wore a nice outfit when I got my honorary degree, which I probably could have worn the pearls to,
mm.
but I did not. So, but I could have. So that I think that aspiration came true.
Yes. Um, Mine was world peace and universal healthcare. There was a ceasefire in the Israel-Gaza, so that's a positive. I mean, I'm a little cynical about whether or not that will last, and of course, people have still been killed since the ceasefire was called, but at least there's a little progress. But there's a lot of war and strife happening throughout the world, so obviously that didn't happen. And universal obviously did not happen either. And then I had another aspiration is to have another one of the books I've edited to go into movie or TV production, which also did not happen, but that's all right. It remains an
Maybe
aspiration.
next year.
Yes. Okay, let's move on to our fortune cookie segment. So we did this last year as well, but we thought we'd talk about our favorite things that we've consumed this year. So it could be food or books or TV or movies. So, Grace, what are your favorite things from this year?
Okay, so this year I think about this summer was so enjoyable because I've said many times Hazel would come up and she would draw on the iPad and I would be working and we would listen to Agatha Christie books. So I feel like this is the year that I rediscovered my love of cozy murder mysteries and now I like listen now I love read them all the time. I've read like the Dorothy Sayers, which are not as good as Agatha Christie, but I like just because it's the same genre. And now I'm reading like the Thursday Murder Club books. Like I'm like so it's like
Those are fun.
oh I found a whole new genre that I like. For a while, all I was reading was like Japanese translations, but now I'm like oh now I like cozy murders too. So it's kind of fun to
Yeah,
realize that I have another new
a
genre that
new
I like.
genre.
Another thing that I discovered this year was a drink called the London Fog.
Hmm.
Have you had? I
I
can't,
don't know. Is it a tea?
we it is a tea with it's Earl Grey with a steamed milk like is it steamed milk? The whipped milk, steamed whipped milk, whatever they call it, and
Foam? Foam?
foamed milk and a little bit of vanilla syrup in it. And it's
Mm.
so good. And I can't
Yum.
decide if it's always been around like, like chai tea, like it's there's always been the London fog, but I just discovered it this year and now it's like one of my favorite drinks to drink.
It's
So,
not chai tea. Chai means tea. Sorry.
what?
Chai means tea, so you don't say chai tea.
Sorry, I meant to say chai tea latte.
Oh yes.
Chai
Chai
latte?
latte.
Yes.
Chai latte. Yeah, I have never heard of that, so maybe I will have to look at it next time. Do they have it just at, have you seen it at
I've seen it at many
multiple?
places.
Okay, so maybe it's a
So
new
I
thing.
feel like has it always been around and I just noticed it now or
London fog.
like
Kind of like matcha lattes kind of blew up, I think, this past
yeah.
year.
So
Hmm. That sounds
so
that does
those are
sounds
oh and
delicious.
also the one thing that I just recently discovered uh Hazel and Alex love Murderbot. Like Hazel's
Mm.
reading the Murderbot books and so they've watched all the TV show but over Thanksgiving they're like you should watch it too and they made me watch the first couple episodes and it was really funny and John Cho isn't it
Hmm. I've heard that.
and
I haven't
so
seen it, but yeah,
and he's really good in it like I mean he's a minor character but it's really really funny so I think that is another fun thing that I discovered in the year's Murderbot.
that's awesome.
Okay, how about you?
Okay, so books, I was looking back at my list and I think the highlights were James by Percival Everett was one of the best books I've read this year. One of the most enjoyable books I've read this year, another adult book, was Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which is about, I think I talked about it here, but it's about women astronauts. And then for kids' books, I've talked about this already as well, but Max in the Land of Lies by Adam Gitwitz is such an amazing book, and that duology is incredible. So I definitely recommend that for for everybody to read. And then movies, Sinners is so good, like probably maybe top 10 movies of all time. But that was maybe that I think that might have been the only movie we saw in the theater this year, though. But that was such an incredible movie. Um, and then I have to talk about food. So just because it's top of mind at this holiday party, they brought out all these desserts and these kind of puffy things went by, and Mary Kate grabbed one and she ate one. I said, "What is it?" And she said, her mouth was full. And, like, so I didn't really, but she showed it to me. And then someone's like, "Oh, it's a deep fried Oreo." So I went and I got one and it was warm and it was delicious and
I
it
love
was
Oreos honestly.
puffy. Oreos are not my favorite, but
Really they're like one of
I
my
love
favorites.
cookies and cream ice cream. So I
Mhm.
think I like Oreo embellished things,
Uh-huh.
but I did love this deep fried Oreo and I got a second one later in the night. So that was delicious. And then all the food at Formosa Dumpling, that restaurant, um, especially the beef noodle soup and the lu fan was
Ooh.
so good. Everything's so good. And now I'm hungry.
I know now I'm like, ooh, it's dinner time.
Okay, so now we'll end as we always do with what we're grateful for. Grace, what are you grateful for?
Well, I'm grateful that I had an exhibit at the Carl Museum because maybe when we come back, the it will have been over. So I'm really, really grateful. When I went there today with Matali and Kekla and Harold, they were all like, "Wow!" It's like they said it's because it's such a big space and it's like it just has so much gravity. Like it's as big as the Carl gallery. And it's like,
Yeah.
and so it feels like, it just feels like, oh, maybe this means I've arrived. Like
Oh,
maybe,
I think so.
so it was kind
Yes.
of, so it was really neat. So, I'm so grateful, that I had a show at the Carl. It's kind of like a dream come true. And so I'm sad that it's ending, but I'm so grateful that I had it. Um, I'm grateful for the friends that came out to see it, and I'm also really really grateful for the readers of my book. So after the seeing the exhibit, like Tally and Kekla and I went for coffee, and we were having some drinks, and then this family stopped by and said, "Oh, are you Grace Lin? I just wanted to let you know that like we love your books and we loved your exhibit," and it was just like really sweet, and it was so nice. And the truth is, when people come up to me and they at any time, and they compliment me, I never know what to say, and I've kind of trained myself to kind of turn off and just be like, "Oh, thank you," because of that thing with
Yeah.
Natalie Babbitt that I've talked about a lot of times. So I don't really let it sink in at the moment. It's only like an hour later, I'm like, wow, that was so nice, like, and so now I think about it, and it was like such a nice little interaction. And so I'm really grateful for all the readers who do tell me how much they enjoy my stuff, even though at the time I don't really think about it because I'm like immediately like, say thank you, say thank you. And it's only like later that I realize, wow, that's really touching. So that is what I'm grateful for.
Oh.
How about you?
Well, I guess since this is our last episode of the year, I'll say a lot of things that I'm grateful for. But I guess along those lines, so at this holiday party, and it's the company, but we don't have as many opportunities to interact with other divisions I feel like as we used to. Um, but I had a lot of people coming up to me from other divisions saying, "Are you Alvina?" And then and congratulating me, for the imprint, or saying other things like someone said, "Oh, you've been a mentor," and it was just really nice. So same, I was like, "Thank you," and and try to talk a little bit more. But that was really nice, and I'm just grateful to have such wonderful coworkers, even the ones at other divisions that I don't know that well. I mean, actually, with this publishing curriculum that we've done, I've gotten to know other people in other departments a little bit more, so that's nice. Um, I forgot to mention for one of my favorite things that I've consumed was K-pop Demon Hunters. But anyway, that music I feel like I'm grateful for because it's come up in a lot of karaoke sessions. It's always in my head. I'm always singing around the house. So I'm grateful for that. Um, I'm grateful that we've always been able to find, for the most part, good cat sitters from when we're away. And so we're going to be away for 2 weeks, and we have people staying. And one I just had a little FaceTime call with today. She's going to be a new person. She works for Random House. My friend Erica always hooks me up with people. I think I feel a little awkward asking people to shut because I guess
Yeah.
because of the little power,
Yeah, yeah.
dynamic. But so I feel like I've had a lot of like people from PRH stay at our place and get to know our kitties.
That's
Um,
nice.
yeah, so I'm grateful for all of that. And oh, this is a little thing. I'm grateful that we started putting this podcast up on YouTube,
Oh,
and
really?
actually also that we started using video to record,
Uh-huh.
because I actually feel like I don't know. I think it changes a little bit because as listeners might know or not know, we would turn off our video just for the quality, to help the
Uh-huh.
quality. I feel like when we're not looking at each other, I mean, it's like talking on the phone versus
Uh,
talking in person. I do feel
yeah.
like it
Uh-huh.
changes a little bit. And I feel like it's made it easier to post on social media, even though I have to,
That's true.
I don't know if there's a better way. What I do is I screen record my phone
Uh-huh.
to get a piece of the video to post on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
So it's not the I don't know. Maybe it's not
I
the
think that's the
easy.
way, I think that's the way
Is
to
that
do
what
it. I
most
don't
people
know.
do it?
I don't know.
Listeners, tell me if there's a better way. Because I thought, oh, there must be a way on YouTube to do it, but I haven't been able to figure it out. So, anyways, I just screen record like a segment. But for the last one, the gift guide, it was kind of funny because there was that little part where I showed my socks. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute to like snip and show. But it just makes it easier to, and it's a little more dynamic to post on Instagram, like an actual video rather than
Yeah.
just like a screenshot or a photograph. So anyway, so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that. And even though not a lot of people watch our videos, I feel like, maybe on average we have like a dozen people watching the video, and that's not nothing. But
Yes.
I'm grateful for our watchers and our listeners
Yes.
of this podcast.
Yes. And I am too. I was going to be like, let us know if you're grateful for us, but that sounds weird.
uh, Leave us a review if you're grateful for us. But yes, so thank you so much for listening. And we are going to take, I guess, a 2-week break. And so we'll be back with a new episode probably the second week of January.
Yes.
But thanks for being with us all these years, or even if it's more recent than just recently. Who knows?
Who knows? And remember, you can leave a review. If you
Yes.
want to give us a holiday gift, leave a review, and so we know that you're
That you're out
listening.
there. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So that was the 2025 year-end review episode. Thanks for joining us. And thanks to Alex at Paceyworks Studio for editing this podcast. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and tell a friend about it.
And tag us on social media using the hashtag BookFriendsForever, or send us a message via Instagram at BookFriendsForever_podcast, or via our website, BookFriendsForever.com. And please join our Patreon. The link is in the show notes.
I'm Alvina Ling, and you can find me at Planet Alvina on TikTok and at Alvina Ling on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Threads.
And I'm Grace Lin, and you can find me at Pacey Lin on Instagram and Threads, and author Grace Lin on Facebook and Blue Sky.
Have a great week.
And don't forget to read!
And Happy New Year!
And Happy New Year!
Happy holidays!